Hello, survivors, and welcome back to another episode of Will You Survive?
The podcast.
And today we're talking about something special, not silverback gorillas or 100 men. We are talking about
Why would you even
the
bring that up?
movie 1408.
You know, my
very
favorite
good
part
movie.
about this movie was the silverback gorilla.
Yeah. Played
I missed
by
that
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh my God! Wow, that's crazy!
That's crazy.
Warning! Warning!
Warning on black!
From the
say
member you would least expect, or most expect?
Or most.
There were no
Wow.
silverback gorillas in this movie, but there were
Harmed
plenty
in this
of
movie.
horrifying, spooky, and survival-worthy things. I don't know. Alex, why don't you tell them all about it?
I'm Eric, by the way.
I will. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm Alex. That's Eric. He said hi.
I'm
I
not
will
even going to
say.
include your names. I'm just going to cut where you just introduce yourselves, and it's just going to keep going.
It's just, I'm.
I do got to say this, though.
I'm just going to upload my audio. I'll edit it and everything, like cut out all the pauses.
I do got to say this because in the live chat, Buffy said, I was like, oh, hell, here we go. Yeah, stick around. Clearly, TJ's not done. Stick around.
Woo!
Here is the storyline for 1408. Author Mike Enslin specializes in paranormal investigations, writing books along the line of the 10 best haunted hotels in America and so on. He receives an anonymous postcard in the mail telling him not to stay in room 1408 at the Dolphin Hotel in New York City. His attempts to make a reservation there are unsuccessful, and he is told that it isn't available ever. His research reveals that there have been a number of very strange deaths in that room dating back as far as the hotel's opening 95 years ago. The hotel is forced to accept him, but the manager, Gerald Olin, begs him not to stay there. In his opinion, the room is evil and no one has ever been able to stay in there for more than an hour. Enslin scoffs at the warning and is soon in the room, from which he soon becomes desperate to leave.
So, what'd you guys think of the movie? You think it's a good movie? Entertaining?
I think not Nick Cage is quickly becoming one of my, maybe not favorite actors, but I like him.
I like that you said not Nick Cage.
You know, we do that at work a lot, where we have dogs who look alike, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's not Paloma. It'll be a dog named Lucy.
I like that. You know what? Because we talked about that with 2012, not Nick Cage.
Yeah.
No,
He could have
because
been.
there's
Nick
that
Cage
one
could have
scene
been.
where he's punching the fucking refrigerator, and it's like he could
Oh,
be
yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
He
Where
could
he
be
goes-
Nicolas Cage for sure.
Where he goes rabid for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Come on!
Guys, if
He
you
just-
ever seen Samuel L. Jackson in your face,
And I'm like,
the main
holy
Tom,
shit, bro.
it'll be okay.
He lost it for a second on there.
Oh,
He did not
God, I
remain
wish.
Tom. Survival
Wait,
tip: if you see Samuel L. Jackson in
Can
your face,
Josh see this?
it'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, God, Josh, you saw that, didn't you? That was excellent right there.
I mean, that was quite literally what he did. He went
He
went
did.
crazy.
He did. And Nick
He's
Cage
just like, I
could
want my
have done
drink.
Yeah. 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 I
Meanwhile,
genuinely
he's
think
punching
any
all
role
the-
that John Cusack does, Nick Cage could also do.
Also,
And
why
vice
is
versa.
it that him and Samuel L. Jackson are just in so many movies together?
Are there really?
that. So many?
Yeah, remember there's the one.
Oh, he was in that. He was in Cell, right?
Oh, Cell.
Did
yeah,
that
yeah,
Samuel
yeah.
Jackson?
And
That's
he was-
right.
Yeah, he's in. I think he's in another one,
Interesting.
too.
I like John Cusack. I feel like he's a good actor.
I liked it.
He might be a little underrated
He
because
is
I've never
the
really
hit
heard about him until
actor
now.
Of 2009. I have not
Hit
seen that
actor
man
of-
since.
Did you just say it like that? Of
2009?
2009?
I was gonna say 2010, but then I was like,
Well, okay, no,
that's
I
fair
guess if I was to be fair, that's what my wife actually says.
Look,
She says
she says 010.
she graduated 2010. You were actually more correct. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I was attributing it wrong. 09 is okay. 2009 is okay. I already heard 2010, which is just silly.
Yeah, Corinne always says she graduated 010, and I think that's hilarious.
I think so too. So I just heard in the live chat, I'm looking at this, Amityville, that Oculus movie from a few years ago reminded me of 1408. So I looked it up.
Oh, really?
I kind of remember this movie.
I don't think Oculus was really anything like
I'm going to say
1408.
thank you to Amityville because I think this gives us a good one to watch. We'll have to research that later. But
I'm not gonna lie. I might be just a hater. I don't remember liking Oculus that much.
really,
I don't remember thinking it was that great.
Oculus?
Yeah, the one with the mirror or some
I'm
shit.
sad that you say
The
that.
one with the mirror and the R word in it.
I think
I think so.
I-
Specifically the
I
R
remember
word.
watching that with my grandma, and she covered my eyes.
No way.
I didn't like. I don't think I hated the movie, but I don't remember particularly loving it.
So the
Wait, wasn't there like a
There was a pretty chick who was like one
no?
of
Because
the main
there's
chicks.
Oculus, but
Yeah.
there's like
As a
one
kid, I thought she was
before
really
that,
pretty.
Wasn't there?
are you saying Oculus was a sequel?
I don't.
Or no?
So
Maybe I'm
what had
thinking about
happened
Bloody
is
Mary?
they were young kids and their parents died, and then they come back to the house later, 10 years later,
Yeah.
when they're adults. And it's like it's all to do with the mirror. You had that right. And like they have that creepy scene in the trailer where the mannequin under the sheet behind her when she looks in the mirror moves.
Yeah.
It's like
Classic.
I love that you use that. That is a classic horror movie tactic. But we gotta check that out eventually. I'll definitely check that out. But if
I'm
may,
down to watch it.
if I may host, I'll tell you, I think once again, you picked a movie that relied more on psychological strength than physical strength. And in order to talk about some survival tactics, because I want to keep this survival related as much as we can.
I was thinking because there's like we can bounce off of things. Like it was fucking -5 in his room at one point. It was like 100
Yeah.
in his room at one point.
Which I do have a couple of things to say about that if you want to jump right in.
Yeah, let's jump right in.
So the first thing I would say is in something like this, we're talking about psychological horror, psychological thriller, but you're being tested psychologically. First and foremost, I think everybody's going to agree, you need mental resilience.
Yeah.
You have to have mental strength.
We were talking about this where, sorry, TJ, we tend to do this. We tend to talk about the movies like right before we record. But we were talking about how, I don't remember if I brought this up, but when he pulled the Bible out and he was like, fine, you win. And he went to read the Bible and then there was nothing there.
Yeah.
That was painful,
Yeah.
honestly. That hurt me because it's like when you finally gave up, when you gave in and you were like, I need God more than ever, the movie makes it out as if like, oh, and then it wasn't there for you. But that's where I kind of felt like, I think if I was in this situation, I'm not saying this would mean I would survive, but I do have that, like, if something were to come up to me and be like, oh, God doesn't love you, you're not going to heaven. I think I have the wherewithal or the mindset or the knowledge enough to be like, well, you're clearly lying to me. You don't know shit if that's what you think. And that I feel could keep you grounded. And I think that's something that he kind of suffered with in this movie where he started to lose grip of what was reality and what was true and what wasn't.
Right. Which, frankly speaking, I think what he did really well in that regard, because he was struggling so much to determine what was real, what was hallucination, if you will, was recording, which I don't want to get there too soon, but that came in very big at the end.
Well, it's weird because it's like it wasn't real, but also it clearly was.
Yeah.
It had the ability to like actually conjure up shit. Like all
Right,
that stuff
exactly.
actually happened.
So I kind of want to talk about what was it, Olin?
The hotel manager?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was right.
So something that he said where John Cusack's character, what's his name?
Mike Enslin.
Enslin. Where Enslin says the specter does this, and Olin goes, I never use the word specter. And he goes, okay, spirit, ghost, what do you want to call it? And he goes, the room's fucking evil.
Yeah. That room's fucking evil.
He goes, it's not a spirit. It's not a specter. It's not the room is fucking evil. And so it's interesting that it wasn't like this one thing. It was the entire room. But so that kind of leads me to my question for you guys. What do you guys think it was? Is it demonic or is it just as vague as the movie says it is? It's just the room.
So, okay, for me, first a quick shout out, Brock Pierce. Yes, I agree. This movie is really freaking good. One of the things that I would say is you're supposed to feel like you don't know whether it's real or not. What is real? What's not? And I think we came to the conclusion all the way to the very end, they make you feel that way, which at what point do you realistically say, my mind is going to snap?
Mm-hmm.
And clearly there were many people before him, Enslin, who did snap.
Yeah, they gave up.
58
Which
people.
58.
That's an
Which
insane
is
amount.
what I believe is what they said. 58 is crazy, and he was still
Well-
like, "I'm gonna go in there."
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think I survived this movie because I have no ego to do that. I have no desire to be like, oh, 58 people have unalived themselves in this room. I'm going to go into that room. That seems like there's a pattern there. It seems like as any human with a brain, you should be able to look at that and go, I don't care if it's real or not. I'm not going to do that.
You know, if I may, host, I think you were trying to say something, so I want to give you a minute if you wanted to say something.
1 point to Alex.
Wow. I'll take it.
I feel like I've never heard that.
If you want, I will go forward with what I was going to say. Oh, sorry about that. But what I do carry forward with the psychological twists of this movie is one of the things that makes this different than anything else is that he was also struggling emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically with the death of his daughter. Mm-hmm. So because he had to deal with that, he's like, more susceptible, if you will. So when I don't know, I'm saying they, but what are we talking about? The spirits, the hotel, whatever it was, sent him that postcard. It knew he was vulnerable. And I got the feeling that it kind of also knew that he was mocking the spirit realm, if you will. So it was like, yeah, it's all fake. Come here. And so it was like a taunt, which I still think that you could be right. I think I would hope for myself, because I do have a strong belief and faith in the afterlife, that I wouldn't be tempted to go do something like that, which I do think is ego.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It definitely is, because it's something that Olin in one of the hallucinations said that kind of rings true, where Olin said, why did you come here? And Enslin goes, it was the job. And he goes, Olin goes, that was a bullshit response. Like, you're here to crush dreams. How many dreams have you crushed before? Like, you keep doing this. Why do people believe in ghosts? It's not because they want to be scared. They believe in ghosts because they want to believe that there's something beyond death. And you seek out to crush that in people.
Right.
And I do think that's interesting.
Which, by the way, guys, in a previous episode that we covered, we touched on a topic very similar, which was the haunting of Hill House. Mm-hmm. The elder brother was kind of with that attitude of, no, I'm just going to debunk all of this nonsense.
Yeah.
I would like to say in our live chat, Devin Mays says, why this movie have so many alternate endings and which was the best?
Okay, so TJ,
maybe you guys can tell us.
Okay.
Because I didn't know. I only knew about one.
Yeah. I brought it to Eric's attention that there are multiple, because he was there for the last half of the movie when I was watching it, and we got to the end, and he was like, "That's not what I remember." And then just to fuck with him, I'm like, "Well, Eric, that's because the ending that you see isn't the ending that everybody else sees," or some shit like that. And he was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm dead ass." So
yeah, I thought he was fucking with me, and then we found out there's 4 alternate endings, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
4 alternate endings because they just could not make up their goddamn minds.
So
about how
TJ
they
says
wanted it to
that
end.
TJ says that different DVDs have different endings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can't say that I can confirm that different DVDs, but I can confirm that they did play a trick on the audience. They wanted different people to see different endings. It was intended to be a psychological trick I'm thinking that it was for this purpose. It didn't specifically state it from the producers or director or anybody, but the psychological trick was that you would go and talk to me and say, "Oh my God, what about the ending?" And I'm like, "What? You didn't watch the movie? What are you talking about? It didn't end
this
like
would work
that."
a lot more if the internet wasn't a thing when this came out.
It was a thing in 2007, but you got to admit
It would not
was
have been
way less.
Yeah, nobody would have known like this. It would have been on some
True,
Reddit forum
but
or something, but it wouldn't have been widespread. YouTube wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But
No,
no,
YouTube was a thing.
but not a widespread thing.
right.
People were
No.
People were
It
not
wasn't
making
like it is today.
videos. The only
It was the
videos
Numa
that were
Numa kid.
Yeah, it was shit like that. Nobody was making videos like debunking the 4 endings of. Nobody was doing shit
Correct.
like
True,
that.
but there was still
Correct.
blogs and shit
But that's what I mean. You would have to find it on some Reddit forum or something about 1408.
So wait, but real quick, to answer Devin May's question, do you guys have a favorite? Did you watch all four of them?
Yes, the one that we watched is my favorite.
That's your favorite.
The one where the wife hears the little girl's voice on the recording
So-
and is like,
Because
what
there's
the
a
That's the
slightly
theatrical version.
different version where he listens to the tape and she's like in the background and she doesn't hear.
Yeah, so there's two endings. That one ending is the one that we saw.
Two where he
Another
lives,
one is
two where he
basically
dies.
the exact same one we saw, except she never hears the voice on his recording. He just hears it himself. I think that's very lackluster. That's why I like the one we hear where she hears the voice of their daughter and she realizes, holy fuck, you're not kidding.
You went through that.
This really happened.
Yep.
And this is a physical, real thing from it.
So now, TJ, what are the other two endings?
Okay, so
Where
there's
he
the one
dies.
Where there's the survival ones. They all play out. It plays out exactly the same except for that last part. And then there is the one where he blows up the room. That's the common theme. He always blows up the room. He ends up dying. Cuts to his funeral. His wife is there with his editor or whatever. His dude. Publisher. And Samuel Jackson's character walks up and he's like, hey, I got these possessions from the room if you wanted them. And his wife's like, no, keep them. I don't want them. So he gets in the car, he opens the box full of stuff, and he finds the tape recorder that the main character's been using the whole movie. Plays it, hears what he hears in the other
hears
endings,
the little girl.
like the little girl and all that. And then he looks in the mirror and then there's just a jump scare of fucking
He looks in the review mirror and it's burned Mike. But so here's why I don't like that ending.
What about, was there not an episode where he burns and he stays trapped in the room?
Yes.
Yeah.
there was.
So after that,
That's the
it
fourth.
cuts to him as a ghost in the room. It's all burnt. And then the other ending, I think it still has the funeral, but it doesn't show Samuel Jackson's character. It shows the editor or the publisher goes back to New York, sits at his desk. He has this mail. He goes through the mail, and that book that
1408
the 1408 book
by Enslin
that Enslin wrote in the little made up
So
world
that-
he was in shows
that
up in the
ending-
real world.
That's kind of cool.
That ending makes you believe that he received the first copy of 1408, the
Right.
one that Enslin made when he thought he left the room, but he
Right.
never did.
Right.
That's the book that the editor got, or the publisher. I like that ending.
It's
I
in the
think
same
that's
envelope and
interesting.
everything.
I don't like the ending where what's his face Olin sees
Gerald
Enslin,
Olin, but Olin.
where Olin sees Enslin in the back of his car. I don't like that because the whole thing about the room was that it
Can't
was the
leave.
room.
Yeah.
So
Why-
it
how is he all the
following
way
him
out
and
in
haunting
California?
him
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
outside just doesn't seem right.
As Olin
Right.
said, it's just a evil ass room.
Yeah, well, as he said, this is as far as I get to that room, unless it's that time of the month.
Yep.
There was no reports of it ever haunting people outside of the room.
Right.
So
Kind of a weak ending on that one.
I didn't love that one.
Kind of a weak ending on the one where he gets out, plays the tape, but his wife doesn't hear it. Only he hears it. Now, here's something that I want to bring up because we covered and just released the episode of The Life of Pi, right? I think that was the one that just came out today, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Will You Survive Life of Pi, Tigers, Shipwrecks, and Acid Islands, which is a fun episode. Go check it out, guys. The thing that I would like to point out regarding this is the ending. I would like to say it was only two endings. Since you guys say both of those other two suck, can we just say two main endings?
Yeah, I think he should live.
Either the one where he lives and his wife hears
actually,
his daughter on the tape, or the one where he dies and he's trapped in the room.
If we're going with just two endings that could be the canon ones, I think him living and his wife hearing it, and then him dying and his editor or publisher
Gets the book.
I think that those are the coolest ones.
I agree. And what I would like to say, and I need you guys to kind of stretch your imaginations here, but I think the similarity is worth pointing out that this is the same kind of tactic and trick that they pull on us in The Life of Pi. Which ending do you want?
That's true. Well, yeah, Life of Pi just kind of leaves it more vague to where you can interpret the ending.
This one
just
kind of
has
messes with
physically
you.
different ending.
Which is okay because
both
it
could be
is
completely plausible in The Life of Pi.
This
like
one
that-
is like
could happen.
it's so wild. They're so wildly different, but the same.
Also,
right?
common theme. Why the fuck does it's the main character's actor? John Cusack.
Insulin, Mike. Yeah, John Cusack,
Why
Mike
is he a
Insulin.
fucking writer in every movie that we watch with him in it? What the fuck is up with that? He wasn't he a writer in Cell?
He was in. He was a writer in Cell. He was a writer in 2012.
Why
he
is
was
he
a writer in
fucking
this.
writer in every fucking
Wow.
movie that he's in?
That's great.
John Cusack's manager is like, I have the movie
Bro's
for
getting
you.
You're
typecasted
a
like a
writer.
motherfucker.
And John Cusack's like, I do look like a writer.
Just, you look so much like a
So the
failed
director
author.
said it came down to you or Nicolas Cage.
But they said
failed
that
author
the
of
character
divorce
is a failed.
and with child issues. That's
Exactly.
literally
They're like, we were thinking Nick Cage, but then we thought this is right up your alley.
Right up your alley. You're a divorced writer with an estranged wife and child. You never get to see them.
And for this movie, they're like, hear me out. It's a little different than you're used to. You're an estranged writer, and your daughter died, but you're not divorced yet. It's unclear. And he's like, holy shit, I'm branching into
in.
I'm
and
branching
then
into
you
a
get
whole new
back
world.
with your wife in the end. It's fucking
Oh,
22.
Maybe.
my
Maybe.
goodness.
So I'm pretty sure his family was dead.
In one of the endings,
So one of the things I would like to say, we already talked about the mental resilience, the recording evidence. Can we talk a little bit about all of the attempts to escape, which I think when it comes to survival, the fact that he kept trying, like he
wanted to live.
he
think
was
we can,
really resilient.
We can tie this into like surviving like a kidnapping of sorts, you know?
You could, for sure.
Somewhat, you know, you could take survival out of any story that we watch. Let's
agree.
watch Boys in the Hood. Eric wants to watch that.
No, I didn't necessarily say that. I will watch it with you, but
Oh my god! But
can I
him
tell you guys
climbing
where
on the
I die?
Fucking edge, dude. I would fall.
I die there. Yeah, 100%.
Oh.
No,
I'd
the
get
second
wobbly knees.
they did so good at illustrating the panic. The second I realized that window is not there, that it's not where I thought it would be, and there's no window for the rest of the way to the edge
no
of the
fucking
building.
windows at all.
That moment, the panic, I would have fallen right there. I think the panic would have caused me to be like, I would rather just die right now than have to deal with this panic. I don't think I can handle it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of heights, but if I'm in a high spot, it's an involuntary thing where my legs get wibbly.
Yeah, there's no way. I am scared of heights.
So again, we have someone in the chat who's just staying completely on point here. He was looking at our comments regarding Jonathan Cusack being a writer in everything. He caught one where he's finally not a writer.
Oh?
In the movie Serendipity, where
Who's heard of that movie?
I actually did. I don't know that makes it any better because of how much you guys make fun of me for being old, because it was 2001.
1850?
Shut the fuck up. They didn't make movies back then. But it was
Oh, so you saw a play?
it was John Cusack and
He said the same thing. That's crazy.
and Kate Beckinsale, and he was an ESPN producer, I suppose you would call it, right?
Was he a writer for ESPN?
I would like to finagle that and make it so, because I think that could fit pretty well. So
Kinda wanna
now
look up
Josh,
John Cusack, fucking-
freaking Josh, he's actually making a good one
did
here.
you know that they built individual modular rooms to set all that up, and it wasn't CGI? Says Josh.
That's a lot of freaking work,
The
man.
water.
The Frozen.
That's dope. That's really cool. That makes me like the movie.
Yeah. The Frozen room was fucking. It's cool. I like that.
Because
Didn't he try to get out in the air conditioning ducts?
Oh,
Yeah.
What fucking building has vents those size where you could
Right.
crawl in it?
Thank
and it's like
you.
That strong. Like I think
I'm
about
like-
this all the time. I just never talk about it. Like who the fuck can crawl through a vent like that?
So I can say
I think
this.
I
I
could.
could say this for a fact. I know in the building that I work in, it has ducts about that big. But
I could most certainly cross through them.
you could. I would not dispute that. But frankly speaking, hotels do not. They don't have, number one, they don't have vents going from room to room.
Yeah.
And
That's
number
for
two,
reasons,
most
right?
privacy. Most rooms also have the singular
The AC
air conditioning
units,
duct.
Yeah, the window.
It's
units.
an AC. What is it called? The heater is called
A radiator.
No, because it's the same unit. It's an AC and heater. It's a
HVAC?
Is it? Yeah, but what do they call it? A reverse they call it it's like a
I'm with you. I'm with you.
it's
I
not
know.
reverse polarity, but it's basically it works in reverse to bring you heat.
Okay.
So
know
instead
what
of
you're
running air over the cold coils, it runs air over the hot coils, which every air conditioner has. It has condenser coils and it has compressed coils and it has condenser coils.
Okay.
Is that right? Well, it has low pressure and high pressure.
Sure.
High pressure is going to be really high temperature. Low pressure is going to be really low temperature because every refrigerant reacts directly to its pressure. Good old R40, which was way back in the day, or R12 was even older. R12 used to be 1-for-1. So if the PSI was 40, it was 40 degrees. If it was 220, it was 220 degrees.
Hot.
And so, so that you would always have high pressure and low pressure. So it would go high pressure to cool off because it would get air from the front of your car. I use car or your outdoor air handler.
Sure.
And it would run air over it to cool it down a little bit. And then it would go back into the low pressure and it would be really cold lines. Air blows over it. So there's no reason for ducts it's just, we could go
Well, it
to
looked
any
like
hotel.
this was an old building. Do you think they might have done that in the past?
Honestly, I would have to defer more to
Like an old
to
luxury
TJ,
hotel
'cause
building?
I've been to a lot of hotels and I've never seen anything like that. Even in downtown LA.
Let's ask our handy dandy friend who I pay $20 a
I
month.
don't think that the vents would be big
Would
enough to crawl through
An
to
old
do a Die Hard.
would an
So while you're looking that up,
old hotel
Devin Mays says, I was in an Amazon warehouse once and ducts in there were huge. I completely buy that because that's a humongous warehouse.
Yeah, it's a warehouse.
would an old luxury hotel in New York have what are we asking?
Oh my God, I love it.
Air conditioning vents?
Yeah. I guess
Centralized
they would be
AC?
called HVAC ducts.
HVAC ducts.
I think
So Big Chris says, I'm 6'2", 370 pounds. I'm cooked. Lol.
Yes, an old luxury hotel in New York would likely have HVAC ducts today, but it may not have originally been built with them. Pre-1950s hotels, these were usually built before modern HVAC systems. They might have had radiators for heating and window units for chiller systems added later for cooling. Ductwork was not common in the original construction. Modernization, most luxury hotels in New York have undergone multiple renovations. Okay, so I guess fair to say that they likely wouldn't. But by
Welcome
the time
back
of this
to
movie.
the Duct Cast. Today we're talking about our favorite air ducts.
By the way, say hi to Kit Keanu, guys. You guys remember Kit Keanu? He was in here before.
Hi, Keanu.
Hey, that's Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
Love it.
Oh, what up, Brandon?
Hi, Brandon. Brandon.
So, okay.
But yeah,
We-
nobody's fitting in those ducts other than Eric. I think Eric would survive in this situation.
We got it.
I would lose my shit if I found something trying to crawl after me in a
Oh,
duct.
dude.
I'd lose my shit. There's
and,
no way.
And by the way, they always over exaggerate the size when people are able to turn around and go back the way they were. Because even you at your size,
no
you would
way.
have to back out.
That claustrophobia that I would have at that moment would be too much.
And honestly, 90-degree turns would be hell.
Yeah.
Well, and
So-
it's like fucking it's buried. The
Oh,
duct
yeah.
is
Oh
like
my
the size
God.
of like the coffin and buried. How are
Yep.
you turning around that
Yep.
easily? You know?
You just use one of the other coffins. Get it? Because they
Ew,
had
can you
multiple
imagine
coffins
the
for the filming.
air? There's just a freaking decaying dude in the vent.
Yeah. I would lose
Oh,
my shit.
jeez.
If that started crawling after me, I would lose it.
Yeah, the vent's
So-
got a little bit of smell to it once it starts up, but it'll calm down in a minute.
I would die of a heart attack. Like, I'm not kidding. If I saw it crawling after me, that's it. I would die of a heart attack right then and there. That fear would be too much.
No, but like, how's it gonna? It was like, help me, and then it started chasing after him. Nah, dog, you want help? You chill the fuck out.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing rushing me for help?
Let me get
What do you
out
want
first.
me to do? Rehydrate you? The fuck away from me.
Yeah, no, I
Fucking
would.
talk
There's
about
no way.
help.
Go that way after I pass you because that room filled with water, homie.
I would lose
Go
my
drink
shit.
the
There's no
rug
way.
water.
Ew. Oh yeah, when he slid across the rug when he grabbed the Bible.
Gross. It's fucking
Duh.
when he slid on it, he was just sitting
So-
all up on it. Ew.
Speaking of which, another thing for general survival, we've talked about this a lot in a lot of episodes, is just survivability is going to increase when you can adapt to your environment better. Now, this guy was pretty adaptive, but he was pretty ingenious with the things that he did. Setting off the sprinklers, right? He was overheating. He sets off the sprinklers to stay cool. One of the things that I think he did that unfortunately I can relate to was going for the alcohol, which is a little problematic.
It's a common myth that alcohol warms you up. Snow dogs, like the big St. Bernards, back in the day, they used to have like a little barrel under their neck. They used to have alcohol in it because they're like, oh, it warms you up. No, it just makes you feel warm.
But it dehydrates you and will cool you faster.
Yeah.
Well, also, like, the fact that he was drinking that is insane to me. First of all, you're going in with this hard, I don't believe in
whiskey,
ghosts.
bro.
You're going in with this hard, I don't believe in ghosts mentality. Then you start to experience some shit and you're like, oh shit, nah, ghosts don't exist. And your thought is to just keep drinking. I would want to be as sober as possible in that situation.
Wasn't
Now-
he already experiencing shit when the maintenance guy came up?
Yes.
Bro he could have left then. The door was open.
Exactly. Which
I would have left so much sooner.
but he didn't want to be.
Yeah, he didn't want to believe it was real.
Yeah.
He wanted to be like, no, this is all bullshit. They're playing a trick on me.
Yep.
But the second that stuff started happening, I'd have been like, absolutely not. If I even made it that far, I'd have been like, absolutely not. I'm fucking out of here.
Now, I think both of you guys liked the Cube movies, right?
Yeah, I like Cube.
TJ, so Devin says John Cusack probably watched all the Cube movies before he booked a night in 1408, which is really freaking good because all of the puzzles, all of the tight spaces, all of the necessary thought process under pressure when you're scared to death really came in handy for him, didn't it? Mm-hmm. John Cusack, that is, in 1408. He really did a good job of thinking on his head feet as he's being put under pressure in every situation. He's being chased by ghosts. He's walking on a ledge along the outside of a freaking hotel. What do we suspect? It has to be, you could easily say 14th floor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 140 feet?
Oh, you know one mystery they never solved?
What?
Where Olin mentioned, just like people don't believe that there's a 13th floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks up at the numbers on the elevator and it goes 12, 14.
Oh,
That
It
the
goes
buildings
12,
usually
14.
do that, yeah.
There's no 13.
The 13th.
There's
floor.
usually no exit on the elevator for the 13th floor. So in many of the mid-rises and high-rises that I've worked in or visited, there's no elevator stop on the 13th. It stops on the 12th and you have to take the stairs up to the 13th.
Why?
I don't know. I can't really
thing.
answer. It's a superstition thing.
And 1 + 4 + 0 + 8 is
13. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah. But like it's so stupid.
Okay, I like that.
Everybody has their superstitions, but like it's a number.
I like that. I like that explanation.
Triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13.
Oh, that's interesting. That's random.
It has deep historical roots, with associations ranging from Judas being the 13th guest at the Last Supper to ancient Norse myths.
There were 13 colonies to start America.
Oh my God, who was number 13?
Developers often omit
hate
the
them.
13th floor or rename it as 12A or M, mechanical or mezzanine, to avoid unsettling superstitious tenants and guests. Studies have even shown that apartments on the 13th floor sell less frequently, making it a practical decision for real estate.
Yeah.
Interestingly, some famous buildings do have a 13th floor, including the Empire State Building and Hilton International Hotels. In China, a similar superstition leads to the omission of the 4th floor.
Yeah,
As the
I was
word
literally just
four-
looking that up.
Sounds like death. Would you stay on the 13th floor, or would
Yeah.
you prefer to skip it?
I mean,
It's a floor.
I'm not going to lie. It feels like, do you want to stay on the 13th or 14th floor? This might come up and I'm like, 14th, I guess. But
I'm not
in
taking
reality,
that risk.
in my mind, the logical side, this doesn't fucking make a difference.
It really doesn't.
It's which floor. The fact that China has one and theirs is the fourth floor just makes me realize it's just bullshit.
So I like that it says it's Old Norse as well. I love Norse mythology. I really would like to figure out what the 13th, like what their superstition is. I don't know it.
That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I knew
after
about the four, in China, but continue.
After we talk about adapting to the environment, which I think the guy did really well, except for, understandably, when he quote unquote got out and he was at the beach and then he realized I didn't get out. That was effed up, man. And
yeah, that's devastating.
they were about at the right time of the movie that I thought it could be over.
Yeah.
And it brought me back. And honestly, I felt like the director did a great job of making me feel as desperate as he was. Cause I was like, oh my God, I thought it was over. And most scary movies, if you will, psychological thrillers, horrors, they tend to run a little short. You know that? Like I think most of these movies run a typical hour and 30 minutes, a 90-minute movie. This was just slightly longer at an hour 44. I thought it could have been for that reason, that they mess with you at first and then bring you back into the hotel again for a little bit, which
I think it was really well done because I genuinely thought he was out the first time.
I did.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought he was out too.
They gave it like a probable thing, like he passed out on the beach earlier in the movie, and then
The only
in,
thing
like,
that-
the thing he woke up and then he looks up and he sees 1408 on the little plane banner
So
thing. So he's like, "Oh my
that
God!"
actually, so that tipped me off that it wasn't real.
Really?
Yeah, because first of all, unless you got knocked out with your eyes open, if if you got knocked out with your eyes open and your brain subconsciously saw 1408 in the sky, sure. But when he awoke, he was like fluttering his eyes open. Your brain, you can't take in a stimulus that you can't see, even subconsciously.
I will tell you.
So that tipped me off. Also, the fact that when he woke up at the hospital and his wife was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I'm still your emergency contact. I flew all the way from New York."
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't. I was like,
the choice.
to me, I was
editing
like, that didn't make me feel like that was real.
Wait, hold on. TJ, can you elaborate the choice of editing at that part?
So, wakes up on the beach, right?
Yeah.
Passes back out. Is in the hospital.
Yeah,
Cuts
okay.
to them at what? Dinner? Cuts to another place. Cuts to another place. Cuts to him finally, he wrote the book or
Okay.
whatever, and then he's like going to take it to the post office. And
And-
it's like the
and
weird cuts to like other places that we've only
It was kind of
seen
fragmented.
in the beginning of the movie. There were no new places.
But wait, they did lead us to believe that him and his ex-wife were back together, right?
Yeah.
Even in the premonition,
Yeah.
if you will.
It was kind of fragmented, but I know what TJ means. It was fragmented in that it kind of just like, and then this happens, and now this happens, and now this happens, and it wasn't
You know,
so much telling a story as it
that's
was
good.
just like, oh, let's wrap it up. Sure.
That's good. No,
Yeah, it's
you
kinda-
guys caught on that. I didn't catch that. I
It's like
actually,
the room is only going. It only knows shit from like his memories. It's like
It
replaying
can't
shit.
yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Which is why it reused people.
interesting.
Yeah.
And that's
okay.
what fully tipped him off when he finally realized, wait, I've seen that face before.
I totally get that. You guys are okay. So I didn't see that when I first watched it. And what this reveals to me is that I was psychologically exhausted by the time I got to the end because I was ready for it to be over. And so,
But I
which
was still tricked
explains
by it.
Why, when he went back in, I was like, oh, come on.
I was still tricked by it, but like looking back on it, I'm like, I understand why I felt so uneasy about it.
Okay.
Because I thought, I was like, oh, he's out. But a little part of me the whole time was like, it just doesn't feel
Yeah,
right.
It was literally
Something is
reusing,
wrong.
like, all of the same places,
And that's
and I
really
think-
good.
It
That's a
reused people from his memories, but
Yep.
it also
Exactly.
like added people from the people
But I
he's
think-
seen in the hotel because the
I
room
think
doesn't
that's what
know
he was
everybody's
doing.
face. It can't make new faces.
I
That's
think that
good.
was
That's
that was
good.
his thing too. Is I think he felt uneasy about it the whole time, and it seemed like he was just so ready to be out of the room that he was willing to accept it,
It felt
even
so
though
real.
it just wasn't right. And he knew it. He kept saying, he was like, it just felt so real, like it just didn't seem right.
So, okay, now we have to achieve a goal here that I thought of for the ending. Not just Life of Pi. We just kind of which one feels better. I think we've established that there's only two real possibilities. The other two, whatever. They could be whatever. The one is he burned the room down and got out. His wife heard his recording of his daughter and believed everything that he said did happen to him in that room. Then you have the other one where he burned the room and he burned with it, and his soul is trapped in that room. Mm-hmm. So I brought up Life of Pi because this is up to you listeners. It's up to us. We have to decide for ourselves, but it's up to you listeners to figure out which ending do you prefer? What's the quote unquote real ending?
So for me, the real ending, the ending that I think makes the most sense is that he dies because nobody survives that backdraft that he created.
Yeah, the backdraft would have
he would have died immediately.
It kills firefighters in their whole suit,
in their full gear. That kills firefighters. He created a backdraft that exploded the whole room. We watched the flames engulf him. If he didn't die from the explosion, he died from the flames. The guy isn't surviving.
Yeah,
my preferred ending is the one where he survives and his wife hears Katie's voice at the end. The one I think is most realistic is that he dies there. And I like the psychological aspect that somehow that book makes it to his publisher. I think that's a really cool ending too.
Tying him dying plus the publisher one, I think that's a top tier ending. Cut the one that he's in the back of his car. Scary.
I hate that.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Interesting.
Also,
I'm going with the one where he actually gets out, and for a reason, not just because plausibility, yay, nay, whatever. You have to ask yourself the question: is in that room, did everything really happen, including him setting it on fire? Did it really happen? Or was he being controlled and manipulated, and he was saved because he broke out of it by doing the one thing that the room could not manipulate? He sacrificed himself.
That is kind of an interesting point where none of the other victims of that room ever sought to destroy the room.
No, they just
sought to end it, to end their suffering. It was kind of selfish, and he was the first to be selfless and go... But we discussed this. I don't know how much of it was ego or just like a stubbornness, because I think I have that kind of stubbornness where I'm like, if you've completely backed me into a corner, I'm not gonna go out your way. I'm gonna take you down with me. If I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna be petty about it, and you're gonna come down with me. If there's no other choice for me, you best believe I'm taking you down too.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna what other choice do I have?
Yeah.
So I kind of. I agree with that.
So that's where I leave it. I think I kind of, not only do I want the movie to end that way, I enjoyed it. I also think that kind of the way we said that the room is limited in its power, that it can't create new people. It also won't really allow itself to be destroyed.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that was really real.
Well, so that's an interesting point. The ending where Olin is haunted by Enslin in the back of his car, there's a moment where Enslin is talking to, or not Enslin, sorry, Olin is talking to Enslin's wife. And he approaches her after they lower the casket into the grave, and he offers her the stuff, and he basically says like, hey, I knew your husband, and when we were cleaning out the room, we found his belongings. I thought you might want them. And she was like, I actually don't. And he was like, are you sure? Like, this is what he did was incredible. Like, because of him, the room will never open again. And that was when the publisher stepped in and was like, look, dude, she's been through enough. Like, can we leave this? What are you doing here? And Olin was like, okay, yeah, of course. But Olin was like, Olin said like his death wasn't in vain.
Right.
Like, he did something incredible. That room will never open again. And so if we take that premise and that's consistent, I think, amongst all the endings where the room would never come back from this.
You bring something up with that though, because of what you see. I never saw that ending. And because of what you just said, if Olin said it like that, Gerald Olin, but I like Olin.
He also in his office was drinking and said, well done, Enslin.
Yeah, there's a cut scene of him saying like, well done.
If that all happened like that, then that does make sense, because he wouldn't be haunted in the room. He's out. It's kind of sad because he's still screwed. He's haunting Olin now.
Yeah, no, the
I kind of see what you mean. If
He's
the room
not
got
trapped
destroyed,
in the
maybe
room.
the spirits were
Free.
released.
Yeah.
maybe all the spirits were released and he's just
Free-ish.
the last one.
Maybe
Maybe.
he's attached to his wife. Maybe he's like, hoping to get some kind of closure.
Maybe
Did you
need,
guys know
Jennifer Love Hewitt over there?
that this is the third Stephen King movie we have done?
I can't believe it's just the third. You have no idea
1408,
how.
The Mist and Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
You have no idea how big of a Stephen King fan I was in high school. I've read almost every one of his books. My favorite books of his really didn't fall into the horror category like any of these. Christine, Cujo, Pet Sematary. None of the ones that my favorite were came from the Dark Tower series. Mm-hmm. Now they made a movie that I'm really frustrated that they tried that. I wish they wouldn't have tried to make a movie because they tried to put 8 books into an hour and a half.
I think
You're never going to do
it
that.
could have been
Let's
like an
do
animated fucking thing.
I wish they would have done a Netflix series.
Yeah,
10
series,
episodes
animated thing.
per
It
book.
coulda,
A limited series.
It would have been an 8-season series drawn out. You got 8 seasons, 10 episodes per season. It would have been perfect.
I think they could have even done like an 8 to 10 episode limited series, and that could probably be better than trying to shove it all into an hour and a half movie. Because at least you have an hour to tell each book rather than trying to shove 8 books into an hour and a half.
I don't think they could because the books were pretty big. I don't think they could have done an hour per book.
But Harry Potter, Harry Potter's like 2 hours.
They
per
were like
movie.
2 hours per, and
Yeah.
some of them were even longer.
Yeah.
The last one was split up into 2.
Yeah, well, so was the book was fucking massive.
So I don't think that they could have, if they wanted to do it justice, I don't think they could have done that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's for a lot of movie adaptations from books.
But I get really mad because, what's his name? Matthew McConaughey played an excellent Man in Black. That was exactly how I saw it happening. He walks up to, there's a little boy, Jake, human, who could see the other world. He walks up. Jake ran away. The Man in Black is hunting him because he knows Jake has met with the gunslinger. So the Man in Black, who's a sorcerer, walks up to his mom and his stepdad. And he tells them he's in their house and he's cooking. And he says, "Pardon me, where I'm from, we don't have chicken." And he's cooking this chicken on the grill. And when he walks up to the stepdad, he explains to him, he's like, "You called me here, not by the telephone, but by every wish that you had to get rid of that brat so you could be her number one." And then he starts talking. He was like, "Stop breathing." And the guy just like collapses on the ground, stops. Like that's how powerful of
I
a
just thought
sorcerer
of
he
a
was.
plot hole.
What?
Samuel Jackson character said that electronics don't work in the room.
The laptop.
Yeah, he used his like tape recorder, which is electronic. He used the laptop, electronic. The TV, electronic.
Well,
the
also
only
the
real
lights
like
worked.
Well, the
kind of
TV
manual
didn't
thing
really
is like the
work.
thermostat.
But the lights also worked. But here's the thing.
The TV didn't really work.
So here's my thing. Did any of those things actually work, or was the room leading him to believe that they were working?
I think
tape recorder worked.
because his
The
wife
tape
showed
recorder
up
worked.
in the ending. Remember? So
Yeah, so it was working.
yeah.
That's
And
interesting.
it was able to control the laptop.
Huh.
I don't know. I would chalk that up to the fact that Olin would only ever be there on that one time of the month for a very limited time with everybody in eyesight of each other, like very cautious. I could understand if maybe the room acted differently for them. I don't know. Like maybe for them, their phones wouldn't work or whatever wouldn't work while they were in it.
Right.
And it's different when you're alone in that room in the middle of it completely.
And the whole purpose of it was
To fuck with
come to the hotel. I'm in room 1408.
Yeah.
Come and get me.
Like who's to say
Yeah,
it can't use it to mess
he said,
with
"Come
you?
directly up. Don't talk to anybody."
That's right. Come directly
no.
up.
Yeah.
Don't talk.
If somebody went from going, "I'm in danger, I'm dying," to actually, yeah, come up to the room, I would not come up to that room. What?
Come directly up.
Come on up. I miss you, Pookie. Like, no.
Yeah, he
The fuck
seriously
away
went
from me.
from complete extreme panic to, you know what? I'm totally ready to talk about our dead daughter. Why don't you come on up to my hotel room? Like, absolutely not. I would never.
Did you guys know
Jeez.
that they're
I would
gonna
never
make
trust that.
A new It series. It's a prequel. It's called Welcome to Derry.
I want it. I'm
Coming
in.
out this year, apparently.
I'm in.
You know what isn't coming out this year? GTA 6. Where's it at, Rockstar? Give it to me.
So you're telling me we're getting a Welcome to Dairy miniseries. Before we're gonna get GTA 6,
Exactly.
I think we've been waiting for GTA 6 since It Chapter 2 came out.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about GTA 6. What I'm waiting for is Elder Scrolls. I don't know which one it is. 6?
The Elden Ring?
No.
What about Elden Ring?
I am waiting for that. That multiplayer Elden Ring sounds fun.
Elder
But I'm
Scrolls
waiting
6.
for
Elder
Elder
Scrolls
Scrolls 6.
That's
which
never coming
I
out.
fear. Yeah, I
2030.
fear it's going to be delayed now because it was supposed to come out next year, but they just released Oblivion Remastered, and I feel like that's it.
Oh my
I feel like they
There
did
was-
that because they're
There
about
was
to.
probably a mix-up. They're like, "Hey guys, did you get Elder Scrolls 6 done?" They're like, "What do you mean? We got Elder Scrolls 4 done. What do you mean? What? No, we
Like, no,
we wanted
you-
6 done."
You mixed up the I and the V.
Yeah, like what happened? Crazy.
I have what you could take as good news or bad news. You want it?
Sure.
Todd Howard has hinted that the gamer's potential release window, which is expected in 2026 or later.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely be later.
that?
It's definitely going to be later. That's the whole reason they released Oblivion Remastered is I think they realized they were not going to make the deadline that they said they were for Elder Scrolls 6 because they spent
Starfield and nobody
because they spent too much fucking time on Starfield when nobody wanted it.
Nobody
they
wanted
spent so
that
much
new-
time on Starfield. They ignored Elder Scrolls 6 and then they realized, fuck,
No,
we got to
'cause,
release
like,
something Elder Scrolls.
Companies are like,
By the
"Oh
way,
my
guys,
God, let's
if
do a
you don't
fucking
know-
space game."
Go and follow them at WYS Gaming. These two fucking nerds are all in on it.
I recently
So-
streamed
Let's
Kingdom
make a
Come
space
Deliverance
game and
too.
make all the planets empty as fuck. That's what
That's
every company
lame.
does, and it always fucking fails. The only one that didn't really fail is No Man's Sky, but that even failed at the start.
Although realistic, boring from a game perspective.
For real.
Every planet being empty.
Oh yeah.
It automatically generates planets and solar systems, which is great and that's cool. And it is realistic that a lot of
give us
those
one
planets,
fleshed
if
out
not
world.
most of them, would have nothing on it. But that's very boring from a video game perspective where I go onto a planet and there's literally nothing to do on the entire planet. I don't care if you could make 50 million of these planets if there's zero things for me to do on
AI
it. It
generated
might as well
ass
not
planet.
fucking
You ready for a
exist.
throwback? You know who got it right? Insomniac Gaming,
I have no idea who that is.
Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yeah, I thought you were going to say Ratchet
Every
and Clank.
planet.
Yeah, but that's not the same as this where this is supposed to be like
They're trying to make space.
yeah, it is generated as you go. The worlds are generated as you go. So it's supposed to be a fresh experience and a fresh world every time you land on a planet.
Which
except
I
when
don't
you
even
make
think they're
50,000
fully
planets.
completely generated. I think they have like a shitload of like planets they made, and they're still fucking empty.
Yeah, they cycle them out, but there's still nothing to do on them. It's rough.
You know
I've
what'd
heard
be
Starfield
crazy?
is fun for like once you beat the storyline. It's fun for like 40 hours, and then after that, there's no replayability with it.
You know,
But again,
because-
guys, listeners, go
Because
check
if you
out
gave-
WYS Gaming. These guys are all over it. They will rant with you on all of the latest failures of the not releasing GTA 6 and everything in between.
yeah, why don't you give them all of our socials? Crazy.
You want all of the socials?
Every
Here it
single
goes.
social.
Come and follow us. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just search Will You Survive the Podcast, as well as YouTube. You can search Will You Survive the Podcast or be very specific at The Boys at WYS. The Boys at WYS. Either way, you'll get to us on YouTube. You can also send us your emails to theboys at willyousurvivethepodcast.com. That's THEBOYS at willyousurvivethepodcast.com. You can make sure to catch us anywhere that you get your podcasts. So if any of your regular places go down, go to another one. Spotify, Apple Podcast, TuneIn, Amazon Music. You could find us anywhere. We're all over the place. And if you have Alexa, say, Alexa, play Will You Survive the Podcast? And you'll hear us.
We will start
And
speaking.
also check us out on Tumblr, where we repost black and white images of porn.
We don't do that.
We don't. We
We
don't.
don't
right.
do that.
If you
I do
want us
that.
to,
No, I'm
Go follow TJ's personal Tumblr account.
Go-
and if you give him $1,000, he will tattoo your name on his forehead,
I would not nowhere on
Or
the face, or
the bottom of his foot,
Yeah.
just like a Toy Story toy.
I will do that. $1,000. My Venmo is at TJ Needs Your Money. All one word, no capitals.
And it
Eric
really
knows
is.
It's true.
It's very
Just
funny.
do that.
I really like that.
I've been.
All right, who won?
I've been chocolate wasted this entire podcast.
Can I tell you? Me too.
Me too. I think this is an episode. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Ooh, sorry.
That was wild.
I think this is an episode where all three of us came in already a bit tipsy.
Dude, I was already a glass down.
I think we all win in the real world.
That's right.
But who wins
That's
the episode?
right.
I
Nekrick
think-
wins if you look at the picture.
Oh,
It's a loss if I've ever seen one.
let me just look at something real quick.
Can you read? Or are you seeing doubles?
I can read Ossifer.
No, Ossifer, I'm not as thick as you drunk I am. I'm totally sober.
So next week we'll be Conjuring. The week after that will be this one. So guys, if you're listening to this, I will be married in 2 days.
Yeah.
Nice.
Woo.
We might need to take a week off for that.
All right.
Or, I mean, we might be able to record.
We could do a special on-site recording.
We could do a special on-site fucking recording.
That would be kind of cool.
That, or I'll just fucking edit the fucking gorilla talk and we do the little fucking...
That could be funny.
That could be funny too. We could do a little shorty.
We'll
and
see how we're
just do
feeling because
a,
we're supposed to do something that Friday night.
Are you?
So
I mean, maybe we just go live on TikTok. You release the
Best believe we're getting some fucking Disaronno in this bitch.
So
Yeah,
everybody, if we're out and about, if these guys are out and about partying, I don't know. Shit, maybe I gotta join you guys.
I'm gonna pull.
I'm not gonna go up there with you guys, but maybe if you guys are out and about, I'll go hit a little scene and we'll do TikTok live together.
Oh, maybe. I don't know if I want everybody to know how I get.
You just point the camera away.
I'm feeling like I might pull what we did with Elijah.
Oh, cigar bar.
So the winner of today's podcast is undetermined. Guys,
Undetermined.
I've been taking tally on my hand. I don't know where my thing went. So I minused one from Alex.
Minused?
Yeah, at the start.
Oh,
plus
'cause
one
you
to
kept-
Alex. So he was back at 0. So was Eric. I plus 1 to Eric, plus 1 to Alex, plus 1 to Eric, and plus 1 to Alex. So you both have 2. I'm going to need you to tell me what movie y'all are going to do, and I shall decide who is the winner.
Signs.
I want Eric to win.
Eric wins! I was going to say, if your shit wasn't top tier, Alex is going to Eric. I fucking love Signs.
I love that movie.
I've had signs.
I love that shit so much. So
docked
yeah,
up, ready
tune
to go for a
in.
while.
If you're
But we
listening
got to
to
get
this,
crazy. We got to get crazy with it.
Oh, we're talking
Tune
about
in next
conspiracy
week.
theories.
Where we
Conspiracy
talk about
theories.
signs.
Tinfoil hats. Get your tinfoil hats ready.
Get your
I
tinfoil
will
hats.
legitimately wear a tinfoil hat.
Listeners,
That'd be hilarious, actually.
TJ's going to wear a tinfoil hat next week.
I'm going to wear
Everybody
a tinfoil
here.
hat. Thank everybody for listening to this episode and joining us on the live. It has been a pleasure. Remember, don't feel self-conscious about yourself because a silverback gorilla only has 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters of what?
Hung like a silverback gorilla.
3 centimeters
Yes,
of what?
you
We
are.
won't know. But until next time, stay away from creepy hotels. And if somebody says it's gonna kill you, don't go into the room. And yeah, stay alive.